Hello everyone, this is Seb Sanford here in my trailer reacting space. It looks like this. Well, it is a green screen, so that's the tool that I use for reacting to movie trailers. Anyways, this isn't a trailer reaction video. I gotta say that 2022, these last 12 months of 2022, have been quite the perfect year for me to do some more virtual one-to-one video chats with some of my favorite celebrities and voice actors via GalaxyCon, where they bring the conventional experience to your homes. And there weren't that many virtual chats that I have done these past 12 months on my YouTube channel and on the GalaxyCon website itself. Be sure to click the link down below. But anyways, on this video today, I'm going to share with you 10 highlights from my time at GalaxyCon. The 10 highlights meaning the 10 favorite celebrities that I have met throughout this past year. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2023 brings. But anyways, enjoy the slideshow, and hopefully I'll see you in 2023 for more GalaxyCon content. So yeah, roll the video. Number 10, John Carpenter. Throughout each Halloween movie, except number 3, we see Michael Myers wearing a dark costume and a face mask to hide his identity as seen on camera. Why is his character presented like this?
Michael Myers represents complete and total evil. And he represents a lack of humanity, a lack of caring for others, a lack of empathy for other human beings. And in that sense, this blank face, it resembles a human, but it isn't really human. So that's why he's dressed like that.
I'll accept that answer, John. I
really will. I appreciate that. It's my day.
And who inspired you to create this haunting character of Michael Myers?
Well, probably originally it was a movie called Westworld, where Yul Brynner was a robot gunman, cowboy gunman, who there was a disease or something. I can't remember now. Anyway, he was unstoppable. After the hero, and that was really influential.
I'll accept that answer as well. Number 9, Jason Marsden. What do you think is the secret to voicing a Disney character in an animated film?
Well, I guess listening to the director, having a good director, which we did, which I had twice for because Kevin Lima who was the director of a Goofy movie, was also the director of Tarzan, and the great Kenny Ortega directed Hocus Pocus. So it's having some good guidance by the storytellers.
So that's the only secret that you have to voicing a character in a Disney film?
Well, maybe that's one of a few, sure.
Okay, I'll accept it.
All right.
Accept it.
Thanks.
And the second question is related to Hocus Pocus 2, which came out last month.
Yes.
Well, obviously, I know you're not in the second movie, but
yes,
it's done really well on streaming on Disney+.
Yes, it has.
So, have you watched that film yet?
I have, yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
How would you compare this sequel to the original?
Oh, I mean, it's a wonderful expansion on the storyline. It was great to see the witches do their thing again, which is I feel is the draw for the movie. No offense to Omri and Vanessa, but I love seeing the witches. I love seeing Doug Jones come back, and I'm a big fan of Hannah Whittingham. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And I would love to have seen more of her in that movie.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah.
Number 8, Ashley Eckstein. Do you have a favorite Disney memory growing up before doing Ahsoka?
Oh, yes. So I grew up in Orlando, Florida. My dad worked for Disney, and so we used to go to Disney all the time. We went to Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center, and I was there the week that Hollywood Studios opened. Then I went to Animal Kingdom in the beginning. So I think it's just, I have too many memories to count, but I think it's growing up at Walt Disney World is by far my favorite memory.
Same here. We both have something in common.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you go to the Disney parks all the time?
I sure did. In fact, I went back to Euro Disney a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? I'm hoping to go next year. I've never been to Disneyland Paris. I can't wait.
I can't wait for you to visit it sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have one last question before our time runs out?
Yes, which is why, do you have a favorite Disney attraction?
Ooh. Well, yes. So my favorite classic ride is Big Thunder Mountain, but my new favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It's so amazing.
And we have the new Guardians coming out next summer, which I'm really excited for.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm excited too. I'm a big fan.
Number 7, Barry Bostwick. Yeah, it's my mother's 2017 birthday cake. She threw a Rocky Horror themed birthday party back in 2017, and she was dressed up as Frankenfurter, and Tim Curry was on the top layer of her cake, the icing layer.
Oh my Lord, how fun.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh, that's great.
yeah, she loves Rocky Horror, and so do I. I rewatched it 2 nights ago.
You did. And how many times have you seen it, do you think?
I lost count, actually.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
good part of it. You
yeah.
lost count, but you can probably sing all the songs and everything.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
do you know all the lines? Do you know a lot of the lines?
Some of them, well, mostly Sweet Transvestite. Tim Curry does a great job. In fact, we did meet virtually last year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where'd you meet him at?
Virtually on GalaxyCon. It was back in November.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Anyways, I got a few questions
Sure.
relating to Rocky Horror. What has been your favorite Rocky Horror moment for you being on set with the film's cast?
Oh my gosh, probably the floor show where we all had to do that kick line, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and it was very difficult because our shoes were soaking wet. We had just gotten out of the pool, and so
Oh,
it was more trying to stay on your feet than actual dancing, and not breaking ankles and stuff. In fact, I think I might have stepped on Susan's toe or something at one point.
oh.
But that was, to me, that was the most fun and challenging of it.
What can I say? Damn it, Janet, or Great Scott.
Oh yeah, damn it, Janet!
Yeah.
It's followed me my whole life so far, and I've loved it.
Number 6, Christopher Daniel Barnes. I love what you've done with the beard.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I like your hat and I like your shirt. That's great.
Yes. Yeah, I got this from Disneyland Paris 2 months ago.
Fantastic. Wow, that
Let's
must
take a quick photo.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Enjoy your chat.
Okay. And I also got a Mickey Mouse toy from Euro Disney as well.
that's
with a
great.
hoodie on his foot.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I
That-
know, really. And the second Mickey I have
Mhm.
is from back in 2020, the one with the stitches on his ear.
That is great. I like those stitches. That's pretty
Yeah.
cute.
It was an accessory from the 2020 Disney Christmas advert in partnership with the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I can see you're a big Disney fan. I like your posters in the background too. Those are very nice.
Yes, they're all around, besides the Snoopy sticker on the wall.
Snoopy's cool too.
Anyways, let's get down to business, shall we?
Okay, let's get down to
Hey.
business.
As you know, we sadly lost Pat Carroll, who voiced the original Ursula in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment? What was your favorite Pat Carroll moment for you working with her in the studio or outside of The Little Mermaid?
Well, we never actually worked together because I was alone in the booth when I was doing my dialogue.
Oh,
And I never actually got to meet Pat at a convention. So I only know her from the wonderful work that she did But I think Poor Unfortunate Souls is just a beautifully iconic villainous moment in Disney history. And she did it so beautifully, it will echo throughout the ages.
Yes, we're all gonna miss her.
Yes, very much so. A great talent and a long, illustrious career.
Right. Anyways, next question. Of course, we have the new live-action CG remake of the classic arriving next year in 2023.
Mhm.
Is there anything you can expect to see from this reimagined classic and the film's cast?
Well, I don't know anything about it other than, what I've seen in the press. It seems like they're, trying to stay true to the spirit of the original film, which is great, because that's obviously what makes the film so popular and why it has endured. I would just like to see the spirit of the mythology brought to the screen in a live action context. And as long as they do that, that's what's important. Bringing the mythology into another form of expression is wonderful. And to a new generation is fantastic. And as long as they have those elements of the coming of age story of young Ariel and the sort of the Faustian deal with the villain, obviously learning about how to handle those challenges in life, I think they'll be great. It seems like they've made good decisions on the casting, so I'm optimistic. I hope it'll be.
Number 5, Colleen O'Shaughnessey. You've been playing the voice of Tails in the Sonic games and TV shows for some time now, and you're finally reprising the role in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And how did you manage to put on your best style of voice acting for the character?
I approach Tails the same way every time. I had some wonderful direction from Jeff Fowler, and looking at the script and what was happening, that's how I approach things. Like, I already had established Tails as a character that you've heard in the games and on Sonic Boom, and then just the director and the circumstances guide you to where you head in whatever scene that you're playing.
Wow, that's amazing. And here's another question. It's relating to the conventions that you probably take part in, like before and after the pandemic. So what is the one question about Sonic and Tails you get asked the most at different global fan conventions, like Comic-Con?
People want me to say something as Tails. That's like, and it's funny because when the first time I went to, it was actually a Sonic specific event. And people were asking me to say something. It's Tails, and at the time he didn't really have a catchphrase like Sonic's gotta go fast, and Tails. And the writers of Sonic Boom happened to be there, so I was like, guys, we need a catchphrase, and they were like, So often I will say I don't know if you watched Sonic Boom, but there was a Tails centric episode where it's called Tails Crush, where he is in love with this girl Zoe, and I also played Zoe, which was very funny.
Wow.
He gets nervous and he's trying to act cool, and instead of he says catch you on the flip flop. So that's what I always say when people are like, say something as Tails. I'm like, catch you on the flip flop. Or now with
Wow.
Zoe, I'll be like, I hope I'm not too late, or
I hope you're not too late.
I will try not to.
Number 4, Scott Weinger. And as you know, next year, 2023, marks the 100th anniversary of Disney. That's 100 Years of Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your favorite Disney memory growing up?
The funny thing is, before I did Aladdin, my favorite Disney memory was going to Disney World with my family. I'm from Florida. So one of my favorite memories is one day it was the end of the school day. And before I got on the school bus, my dad pulled up and he said, we're going to Disney World. And so it was a big surprise. And so he took me and my brother, we went to Disney World for the weekend. So my favorite Disney memories were going to Disney World when I was a kid and staying at the Contemporary Resort or the Polynesian Hotel. Those were the only two, I think, at the time.
Wow.
And yeah.
The same thing went for me, except it's the Euro Disney in Paris, France. And my favorite.
Oh, wow. I've never been there. I heard it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And my favorite hotel there is the Sequoia Lodge.
The Sequoia Lodge. Good to know. I might be going with my family to Paris. Maybe we'll spend a day in Disneyland.
Yeah, you should definitely check that theme park out.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Anyways, and I think the last question for this session, I think I already asked you this question, and the same thing went for Linda. If you had to grant one of three wishes now, what would your wish be and why?
Oh, wow. Well, I would have to say, I would like the pandemic to be fully over so that the world can completely go back to normal. It would be a pandemic-related wish.
That's the only wish you could think of.
Yeah, right now, that's the first one. But yeah, I think that would be a pretty good one. It would help out a lot of people. But and then I always think of like the selfish ones, like we're just like, for me, my son and I always debate whether it'd be more fun to fly or to be able to teleport. And so I would wish for to be able to teleport.
Wow, that's amazing. Number 3, Sean Gunn. How hard has it been for you to do Rocket on the set of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies before putting all the pieces of the puzzle together?
You know, it's not hard. It is one of the trickier jobs I've ever had, but mostly because we didn't know exactly how it was going to work when we first started doing it. But once we figured it out, it's become like any other acting job for me, in that I prepare in the same way I do for any other character. I just I talk to James about it and make sure that that we're on the same page about what's going on with Rocket in the scene. And then, you know, the hardest thing is physically. It's like sometimes it really gets to my ankles and my feet if I'm walking around from the Rocket position. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of need to retire from playing Rocket after this last movie, because it's hard for me physically. But from an acting perspective, it's great, you know.
Wow. And you did the same thing with Weasel in the Suicide Squad last year.
I did. It's actually a different process. So for Rocket, I do motion reference, which means that I'm really just, the animators are looking at what I do, and then they're sort of using that as an idea for what Rocket is doing. Whereas for Weasel, I actually wear the motion capture suit with the lights and the balls and the colors and all that stuff. So they're capturing my movement completely digitally. So it's actually two different processes for those characters, but it's been great. I've learned so much about visual effects doing all these different things.
So cool. Next, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has expanded with more amazing content arriving on Disney Plus, like WandaVision, and very soon She-Hulk: Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite streaming show to watch so far?
I've watched pretty much all of them, and I think I enjoyed WandaVision the most. I really liked how it felt. It felt very much like a complete piece to me, like one complete story. And also I love Lizzie and Paul as human beings. They're fantastic, and I mean, I like everybody. I don't dislike anybody, but those two are so great. And I liked how it was different from week to week. I liked that it was a little polarizing for fans. I know some people didn't love it as much, and other people totally loved it. But I thought it was really cool. That one was my favorite.
I'm on the same page as you.
Cool.
Number 2, Jim Cummings. And last time, near the end of our last session, I promised I would show you a jar of honey. So
there you go. I see that.
2 jars of honey.
How did you know? That is sublime.
Yeah, it's some of Corsten's finest honey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Favorite snack of Winnie the Pooh.
Did you know that honey never goes bad?
No.
Yeah, they found some jars of honey in the sarcophaguses of the pharaohs.
Wow.
And it was still honey. Honey doesn't have an expiration date, apparently. If you keep it in a jar or something, airtight, it's kind of cool. There's that little fact that in a quarter will get you 25 cents.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. And also, during our last session, I showed you the Lion King cell drawing. I can't carry it again because it's too heavy. Here's the quick snapshot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
that movie
I got,
rings a bell.
I got a surprise for you. For my Aunt Susan. Meet my Aunt Susan, live from the Bahamas.
Oh, there you are. I've been waiting for you. Where have you been?
I'm down in Nassau, Bahamas.
Oh, that's nice.
Sue, this is Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, it is. And stay just as sweet as honey, won't you?
Even for my 53-year-old heart, that just makes me want to cry.
Oh, good. Well, don't forget to remember to no matter where you go, there you are. And keep on bouncing.
Yeah, I think that's about all we have to say right now from
Yes.
Aunt Susan
Well,
Dennis.
now you're officially her favorite nephew.
Yes, that is true. Well, yeah.
Thank you so much, Jim.
All right. God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, Sue. Take care.
Bye, Seth.
Wow.
Well,
Now
that's
you.
nice. And she's in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
Looks like a nice day there.
it sure is, and it sure is here in the UK as well. And I know that we already had the Book of Pooh series way back over 20 years ago on the Disney Channel. How did Disney manage to bring Winnie the Pooh to life as a puppet-like character in the Book of Pooh series?
Oh, well, that was done by a separate production company. Doggone, I'm not going to remember the name, but they were very gifted. They were amazing puppeteers because it was all done with green screen. Like, for instance, Tigger, I think there were like 5 or 6 people operating Tigger alone. One did the eyebrows and the mouth because it was electronic, and another did the arms and this and that. There was a guy who moved the tail alone. He had his own connected by like a wire hanger, like a wire rod, and they would green screen all them out and just leave Pooh and Tigger in there, and it was amazing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that must have been very hard to do for each of the puppeteers and so on.
Yes, it was really cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought that was a great series.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I especially loved the stories from the hard video cassette that my grandparents had at their house in Toronto.
Oh, good.
Number 1, Jodi Benson. So far, back at D23 Expo a few months ago, we already had the first teaser trailer for The Little Mermaid remake for next year. And according to a snapshot I took on my phone, the video already has over 26 million views on YouTube. It's amazing.
Yes, it's a great response, and we're very excited.
What was your reaction like when they showcased the trailer?
Oh, yeah, it was wonderful to be there, and so thankful that D23 fans were able to appreciate it. And yeah, we are very excited about the film.
So am I. And I'm looking forward to seeing a full official trailer probably at the beginning of the year, I think. That's my theory.
Great.
Okay. And next year in 2023, Disney is celebrating its 100th anniversary. And what was your favorite Disney memory growing up before doing The Little Mermaid?
I think watching The Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday nights with Walt Disney was a big favorite. Nice memory for me as a child growing up.
I totally agree on that. And the same thing goes for watching the Disney classics on a video cassette.
Absolutely.
And not only are you the voice of Ariel, but you also made a cameo appearance in the film Enchanted 15 years ago.
Yes.
And what was the difference for you being in front of the camera for a live action film rather than being in the recording studio?
It was very different. It was a lot of fun. It was something I hadn't done before as far as a film goes, but the director, Kevin Lima, was one of my animators for The Little Mermaid. So he put in that fun little Easter egg with the 3 of us princesses being part of the film, making little cameos, and that was really fun. I had a really great time on those days of shooting.
Yeah, and a lot of Disney references as well. Like Bella, Beauty and the Beast, and Snow White.
Right.
just to name a few.
Yes. Yes. Lots of wonderful surprises in that film.
Speaking of Enchanted, have you seen the recent sequel, Disenchanted?
Not yet, but I hope to during the holiday season.
You have to check it out. It's really good.
Good. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And do you also have an all-time favorite Disney movie you grew up watching before doing Little Mermaid?
I would probably say Cinderella. Definitely grew up during that time for me, and it was a beautiful film. I loved the story, loved the music, and yeah, so I'd say Cinderella.
And I say my favorite all-time favorite Disney movie is Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, wonderful.
It was the feature-length movies after the 3 featurettes were released and put into one movie in
Oh,
'77.
yeah. Okay.
Wonderful.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
And out of all the Disney princesses besides Ariel, do you have another favorite princess from a different Disney movie?
I think I enjoy Princess Anna from Frozen and from the sequel. I enjoy that character a lot.
I love Frozen as well.
Mm-hmm.
Next year it's turning 10 years old.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I especially love the song Let It Go, and it's the Disney song that will stay stuck in your head for who knows how long.
That's right. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. And same goes for Into the Unknown in
I agree. Yeah, both of those are beautiful songs.
And what has been your favorite highlight for you throughout your career being a voice actress and Disney legend?
I would probably say just the relationships with the people I've had along my journey over the last 36 years. I would definitely say working with Howard Ashman in the studio for our song and for the movie. Those are probably the greatest memories for me.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's all I could say for that question. And I've just went through the first quarter of your autobiography, which isn't a autobiography.
Right.
It's part of my world, meaning your world, of course. Do you have a favorite chapter in that book that you wrote and published?
I think all of the stories I've really enjoyed, but I would imagine the stories that I've shared about Howard Ashman are probably some of my favorites.
Yeah. And Howard Ashman, I wish he was still here today. And he would have been really proud of you publishing your book.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say, Seb. Thank you.